And in my mind, I truly believed I was healed. And I remember being like, okay, I'm ready for my Goliath. And I'm supposed to be like leading this group and making a decision between being everything to all of them, or being the husband that I'm called to be, or the husband that it talks about in Ephesians, and defending your wife like you would defend Christ. The reality of why I couldn't be everything to everyone was because I just got married, and having another person in your life that has different needs and desires came at the forefront, and I had to let go of a lot of the things that I was building, but because it wasn't necessarily a sustainable model, I feel like it all kind of crashed down. And I was just a young CEO who didn't have anything to pay anyone, and the only thing that we could rely on was love. And I recognized the failure, and I recognized hurting the people. I didn't want to do it. If anything, my people-pleasing nature wanted to make sure that I was okay with everyone. And I thought I was the one who maybe was holding a grudge, when I realized maybe I'm not. People want to like twist it, and they want you to believe that you're the one that did everything wrong. And the problem is that I believe that. I also believe that I could fix it. But being married and being unified together and making decisions that followed what the actual word said, even when those closest to me persecuted me, came against us, told us that we were always hurt, we were the ones that we were in pain. And I can actually look back at that and say, I did actually have hurt and pain in that process, but the reality is when I repented and said, I repent for choosing projects over people, that when I began even this relationships with new friends or continued relationships with the friends that were a part of it, that I chose to choose the person over the project every time. I have a hard time connecting with people emotionally, but I can connect with people through creativity really well. And I feel like through creativity, I'm my most vulnerable self, because art is the way that I heal. And I like to heal or to create with other people, like we're able to co-air and to do something grander together that's purposeful. And it's out of that purpose-driven life that, that we overcome together. It was never about you, and it was never about you. That you did something wrong. It was that was what was wrong in me. They don't understand the sacrifices that you have to make as a husband to create a safe haven for her to be able to thrive. But at the same time, like, if one of the sins is rage, and I'm raging at her because she triggered something in me by sharing her feelings about something, and now like we're arguing about the community as a whole, well, that means something has to change. And what had to change was me. What I had to heal from was me. It talks about Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot's wife. And Lot's wife, she had compassion for the city. And there was strict orders that said, do not turn around. And what she did was she turned around because she still cared about what was behind her. And she didn't listen to the Lord. She turned back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. And it talks about salt losing its saltiness. In the same verse that it talks about picking up your cross and following him, even if it means being hated by your own family. And he is who I'm going to choose. And this is not my first rodeo. I have had to choose the Lord over past relationships before. Whereas like, if I can go through that, then I can go through this. Because I'm not going to lose my saltiness. I've been there before. I've been the lukewarm Christian. I've been the very cold Christian. And both those didn't work for me. And so for me, it's like either I'm going all in or I'm all out. If I'm all in, I'm following him all the way. Word for word, whatever he says, I'm doing. I'll be obedient. It wasn't that anyone did anything wrong to me. It was that I did something wrong to myself. And I led myself into sin and led myself into rage. And she had to take the brunt of that. And I was not about to spend the next 50 years being that same person to hurt her. And so it was give up everything that I created and the leadership that I have and that feeling of, I can say something and it will happen and I have people coming alongside me, or am I going to choose intimacy and love in a healthy model of relationship? And in the face of persecution, in the face of scrutiny, in the face of people being hurt, in the face of people coming against me. And I did choose that because ultimately I was looking at my next 50 years. I wasn't looking at present day. I knew I'd be able to film again. It's who I am. I can make music again. It's who I am because I create art out of my healing process. So when I healed, then I flowed as an artist, and that's how I truly knew that I was in a good place. And I know still I'm in a good place because I'm actively who I am. It's a natural expression.